we need to determine what is the amount of deflection for the cantilever beam at free end. So now I just consider a section here. So here I just consider a section xx, which is at the distance of x from the point B. So now I just consider a section over here, so which is at the distance of x from point B. So why I have considered a section from section distance of x from point B, because I need to compute the deflection at B itself. So therefore, I have taken the section from section distance x from B itself, not from A. So I repeated, since I need to compute the deflection at point B, that is at the free end, so therefore I have taken the distance of x from B itself. Okay, so now I need to determine what is the moment due to the load P at the section XX. So here I know that moment is nothing but load into perpendicular distance. So load into perpendicular distance. So here m is equal to P into X, P into X. So it is in the clockwise direction, clockwise direction. Hence it is considered to be as negative. So you just make it as a negative value over here. So since we are going to compute from right hand side, so right hand side, so right hand side sign convention, as per our sign convention, right hand side clockwise moment is considered to be as negative value. So therefore m is equal to force is P, distance is x, so P into x in the clockwise direction. So it is minus P into x, minus P into x. Please make it as the minus sign. So minus P into x. So next, as we all know that in the previous session, we had discussed regarding how to compute the strain energy due to bending. So that expression we are supposed to take into consideration. So that is nothing but the limits 0 to L m square divided by 2ei times of dx. So m square divided by 2ei times of dx. So you know the value of m as px, m as px with a negative convention. So minus px, you just substitute over there. So it is px whole square divided by 2ei times of dx within the limits 0 to L, within the limits 0 to L. So integrate, square of negative value of px will be the positive value itself. So therefore px whole square divided by 2ei is equal to p square x square divided by 2ei times of dx. P square x square divided by 2ei times of dx gives the value of the strain energy within the limits 0 to L. 0 to L. Why I have taken 0 to L? Because the L is the overall length of the span. So I am going to take the strain energy. I'm going to take the moment for x distance, and then I'm going to compute for the overall section by integrating within the limits 0 to L. So now I just take p square divided by 2ei as common. So then I integrate the value of of x square within the limits 0 to L. X square dx, integration of x square will be equal to x cube divided by 3. Integration of x square with reference to dx will be equal to x cube divided by 3. So within the limit 0 to L. So therefore, the value of strain energy, the value of strain energy is equal to p square L cube divided by 6ei. P square L cube divided by 6ei. So this is the value of strain energy stored in the overall member of length equal to L. So of length equal to L. So is this step clear, all of you?
Ma'am, will it be minus, ma'am?
It is not minus. It is not minus. Why? Because here, as in case of computing m square, you have taken it as minus px whole square. So wherein minus px whole square will be p square x square itself. I mean square of minus will be plus itself, right?
Okay.
Okay. So is this things clear, all of you? Is this
Yes,
clear?
ma'am.
Things clear? Shall I proceed it?
Yes, ma'am.
Coming on to the next very important step, we are going to determine the deflection. So as in case of deflection, we know that work done by the member is nothing but in the previous session we had discussed regarding the stress calculation as in case of axial load. While calculating the stress as in case of axial load, we had drawn the load versus deflection curve. So load versus deflection curve, the area under load versus deflection curve, I said that it represents the stress. I mean strain energy. It represents the strain energy. So that area is equal to work done by the load. So that area will be equal to half into P into delta L. So wherein half into P represents the load and delta L represents the deflection. Area of that load versus deflection curve will be equal to work done by the load. So therefore, and we also know that strain energy is equal to work done by the load, or strain energy is equal to area under load versus deflection curve. In the previous lecture series, I had discussed regarding this. So therefore, if I just equate that, so strain energy from the previous slide, we had got the value as P square L cube divided by 6EI. So P square L cube divided by 6EI, we had got the strain energy in the previous slide calculation, and work done by the load is equal to half into P into delta L, work done by the load, that is the area under the load versus deflection curve. So that is same. So I know what is I mean my intention is that I need to determine delta L. Delta L is nothing but the deflection of the length L, deflection of the length L. So therefore here P and P get cancels, here one time, and then 6 will be 2 will be I mean 6 will be cancelled 3 times. So therefore it will be equal to delta L is equal to PL cube divided by 3EI. PL cube divided by 3EI is the deflection for the cantilever beam when it is loaded under the concentrated load in the free end. Deflection as in case of cantilever beam when it is loaded with a point load in the free end. Is it clear, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
So now you please ask anywhere any doubts. All of you, I'm only hearing one or two voices. How about others?
No doubt, ma'am.
How about others? How about others?
Ma'am,
Yeah,
strain
madam.
energy for the whole section. Integration part, ma'am. I didn't understood.
Which one? The last slide.
Strain energy for the whole section, ma'am.
Strain energy for the whole section. This one? Huh?
Not this, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, yes, ma'am.
This one? 0 to L, or the other slide?
M square by 2EI. Yeah, this, ma'am. For the whole section.
See here. So here, you know that strain energy is nothing but the integration value, correct? So you have two integration limits here. One is dA, I mean two integration variables. So one is dA and one more is dx, correct? So if you are integrating only with the one variable, how about the other variable? Are you getting? Are you getting? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So therefore, you are going to integrate this with reference to 0 to a. You please make a note that the limits of integration of y square dA will be equal to 0 to a, wherein dA is the elementary section. So 0 to a is the limits for the integration for the overall section, where capital A represents the cross-sectional area for the overall section. Correct? So coming on to this part, so this part is having the distance, I mean, the variation is equal to dx, wherein for this part also you're supposed to integrate within the limits 0 to L. Why? Because this dx is the length of the elementary section. So if you just want, you only are interested to find the strain energy for the overall section, wherein that length is equal to L, correct? So therefore, you are supposed to integrate between 0 to L for this value and 0 to A for this value. If you just integrate 0 to A with reference to y square dA, that will be nothing but your moment of inertia. So therefore, this part is left out with the integration part. So therefore, you mention it as integration limit 0 to L m square dx divided by 2EI.